Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video we are going to be doing the sewing of this dress together. In my last video I shared with you guys how to draft the pattern for this, and in today's video we are going to be doing the cutting and sewing together. So if you haven't subscribed, please do well to hit on the subscribe button and turn on your notification so you'll be first to get notified whenever I upload my new video. I made mine using Ankara fabric, but I will advise you make use of a crepe or any fabric that is somehow soft enough to make this dress. So let's just get right into today's video. So guys, I went ahead to use those patterns to cut on my fabric, and this is what I have here. This is the center front. As you can see, I had to cut it out with my lining piece. I have 2 pieces for the lining and 2 pieces for the fabric too. I also went ahead to add 1/2 inch of stitching allowance all around this pattern, so you'll be needing your stitching allowance. Do well to add stitching allowance to it as well. As for the center front, I cut it out on fold, and this part here I added 1/2 inch of stitching allowance as well. I also cut out my lining pieces. So these are the 2 front pattern, and as for the back pattern, I had to cut it out with the fabric as well, and I also went ahead to cut out my lining pieces and also add my stitching allowance. All right, so for the back pattern, remember while we were drafting this I didn't add my zipper allowance line, so I added 2 inch of zipper allowance here, and then on this other side I added 1/2 inch of stitching allowance, and I also cut it out with my lining, as you can see. So I'm going to drop that aside and let's work on the front patterns. So as for the front, I'm going to iron my edge stay on all the fabrics, like all my pieces. I'll just iron edge stay on it and show you guys what it looks like. After ironing my edge stay, this is what I have. I also went ahead to pad this bustier. I have a lot of videos here on my channel on how you can pad your two bustier, so go check it out. All right, just in case you don't know how to do this. If you're a beginner, there are a lot of tutorials here that will help you. So I've gone ahead to pad my bustier, and this is what it looks like. I gave 1/2 inch at the top here so that when I'm joining my lining it's not going to be too hard. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give like a V shape along this part here. This is something I would have done on the pattern paper, but I totally forgot about it, so I have to do it here on my fabric. So I would have done this with my freehand, but just for the sake of the beginners, if you're a beginner, please pay attention to this part. So we are trying to recreate this particular dress, right? So from the top here I'll come down by 3 inches, all right, and then go in by 0.75. all right, so if you are with your chalk you can just mark it out and cut it out, but for me I'll be using my freehand. All right, so just give it a little V shape. All right, so this is what I have here. I'm also going to repeat same thing to the center front lining pieces. All right, so once you're done with this, you're now going to place them this way, your side front and the center front this way, right sides facing each other. Go ahead and pin them down. All right, go ahead and pin them down from the top to the bottom, and you're going to repeat same thing on the other side. All right, so you are going to place them right sides facing each other, and you're going to take this to your sewing machine and stitch it down using 1/2 inch of stitching allowance. Once you're done pinning this down, you're also going to do same thing to the back. So for the back pieces, this is what I have for the 2 back pieces. All right, so this is how it's supposed to be placed, because we are going to be having a zipper or around the center area here. So you place them this way, bring the back side. All right, so I iron edge stay to the back 2 side pieces. I hope you understand. So I'll just place them right sides facing each other. Make sure you are placing this correctly. So you're going to place them this way, right sides facing each other. Go ahead and pin it down. All right, pin it to the bottom part, and then you do same thing to this other side. Then take it over to your sewing machine and stitch them with 1/2 inch of stitching allowance. After I was done stitching, this is what I have for the front. All right, so this is what it looks like. So right now I'm going to make notches. So when you are done, make sure you make notches so that by the time you iron this out, it's going to relax perfectly. So you're going to do same to this other side. All right, make sure you are doing this on the front pieces, and you're going to now go ahead and iron your seams open. When you want to do this, make sure you're using your tailor's ham. Make sure you don't iron your bustier flat. Always use your tailor's ham. All right, after I was done ironing, this is what I have here. You can see how beautiful this looks. You can see how relaxed it is. So make sure you always use your tailor's ham when you want to iron either your bustier or your corset. All right, so this is what I have. But before I go ahead to add my lining piece, before I close it up with my lining, we are going to be adding our cape and our sleeve. So for the cape, you will need to measure from this point here to this other side where you have your armhole. So I had 6 inches. I'll take this again from here to here. I had 6 inches. I'm going to minus ½ inch from it and then mark out 5.5. all right, whatever you have, minus ½ inch from it. So for the length, I'm using 2.5 inch. All right, so I'll use 2.5 inch or 3 inches. So I have these two pieces I have already cut out. It's on fold, as you can see, and the width for this is 3.5 inches and the length for this is 7 inches. I was supposed to make it 6.5, all right, but I had to make it 7 inches. So I'm going to be using 1 inch to join the both side and then take away ½ inch. I'll just cut away ½ inch. I'm supposed to have 6 inches or 6.5 instead of 7 inches. So just join the side, leave the upper side open so that you turn it over later and iron it out. After I was done, this is what I have here. I have it looking like this. So what you need to do next is to place it on the shoulder area this way. You're going to place it this way and then pin it down. So I went ahead to stitch it down to the fabric and this is what it looks like. I left ½ inch on the armhole area here for turning over with the lining. Okay, so you're going to also bring another piece of fabric. The length for this is 14 inches. So I wanted the length to be 12 inches, so I added 2 inches for both the stitching allowance. And remember, it is also on fold, so you're going to fold it again into 4. So we are trying to cut out our sleeve. All right, so it is on fold this way. So for the length of my sleeve, I'm going to come up by 4.5 inches and then I will go down again by 3 inches and then go down again by 2 inches. All right, and then connect all those points and cut it out. So we are trying to recreate what we have on the picture here. So I'll just connect all those points. It's somehow not visible, but I believe you understand what I said. So once you're done connecting, just go ahead and cut it out just like this. By the time you're done cutting, you have it looking this way, as simple as this, right? So you use this to cut out 2 pieces. So I have 2 pieces here. So I'll go over to my sewing machine and stitch this top area with ½ inch, leaving the side open so that I can turn it over to the right side from there and also iron it out. This is what I have after I was done ironing it. So the next thing I'll do now is to bring my top this way or my dress this way. So I'm going to place it here. So I'm making sure that I leave about ½ inch here. Just stop where your cape stop and then do same thing to this other side. Leave ½ inch. All right, just stop where your cape stop, and I hope you understand. And then you are going to now cover it up with your lining. All right, so I'll bring my lining piece and I'm going to cover it up, right side facing each other, just like this, and then I'll go ahead to pin it down. Once you're done pinning this, go back to your sewing machine, stitch from the side through to the armhole. You come down to where you have this your neckline, like this V neckline. You're going to stitch down, stitch through to this armhole, close up the side, and then turn it over from the down part and iron it out. This is what I have after I was done, and you can see how beautiful it looks. This is our sleeve, and this is what it looks like. So when I turn it over to the back, you can see how neat and beautiful it is. The next thing I'm going to do right now is to now join these to the back pieces, and to do that I'll bring my two back pieces this way and then bring the front and place them right side facing each other. So I'm going to place them correctly before I bring the front piece. Just make sure that you're doing everything correctly. You don't want to start all over again. So you're going to place the sleeve here, still taking note of that ½ inch point on the armhole area. You're going to repeat same thing on this side, and then bring your lining pieces for the back. Bring your two lining pieces and you're going to close them up, right sides facing each other this way, and then go ahead to pin it down. So you're going to repeat same thing on this other side, then take it over to the sewing machine and stitch down the side through to the armhole, and you close up the areas where you are going to be having your zipper, and then leave the other side open. You're going to stitch it down to where you have the cuff and then leave the other side open so that you can turn it over to the right side from that point and then iron it out. After ironing, this is what I have here, guys. I have joined them together. This is it here. You can see how neat it is. So these are the two back pieces. I have to top stitch that area that was opened, and then this is what it looks like. So the next thing I'm going to do is to now place them right sides facing each other again, and I'm going to go ahead and close up the side. So place your two back pieces right sides facing each other this way. You're going to go ahead and close up this part with whatever stitching allowance you gave it earlier. After I was done stitching, this is what it looks like. So this is the back, and this is how beautiful it looks like. Our dress is almost ready. And as for the front, and this is what the front looks like. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to now join the where we have the gathers. So the next thing is to now add the gathers to it, and to do that, these are the areas you will need to add. These areas that looks curved, that is where the gathers is going to be. All right, so to do that, I'm going to open up my fabric in a way that around this point, just this area here, in a way that you guys are going to understand what I'm doing here. So but before then, I'm going to first bring back this pattern. Remember this pattern we drafted earlier? So you are going to cut through all these points. We are going to be having like a slash and spread method. So you will need to cut through all these areas here. Just cut them up this way, and once you're done with that, you're going to bring your fabric. As for me, my fabric is folded into 4. That way I'll be cutting out 2 at once. You can see this is the folded area and this other side here is open. So this way I'll be cutting out 2 at once. So you're going to now bring those patterns, and you're going to bring the one that's like the biggest number. For me, my biggest number is 7. So I'll bring the 7 and place it on the folded part of this fabric before I go ahead to place the rest. So what you do is you bring your 7 or your biggest number. You're going to come out by 4 inches. If 4 inches is what you are using as the distance of this, then you are going to use 4 inches all through. And if you want it very full, you can decide to make it 6 inches. But if you don't want the pleats to be too full, you can make it 3 or 4 inches. As for me, at first I wanted to give my patterns here 4-inch distance, but at the end I realized that the fabric I had here wasn't enough, so I had to reduce it, and I'm going to show you guys later. Another thing I want to do is to connect a straight line from the top of this fabric so that I will know where I'm supposed to be placing all my patterns, like for them to just have like a straight line. Let everything just be equal. All right, just connect a straight line like this, and you continue to place your patterns. So after I placed mine, I realized that it was too like there was no space. I run out of fabric. You can see I brought back the 7 inches to the folded pad, and then I gave each of them 3 inches distance. And as for 1 and 2, there was no space for me to add, like separate them. I just had to bring them close this way. So the next thing I will do right now is to now cut this out. So on the top area here, at the top here, I will just give it 1/2 inch of stitching allowance, and then I'll repeat same thing to the back, to the down part as well. Just give them 1/2 inch of stitching allowance. Once you're done with that, just go ahead and remove all your patterns, just like what I'm doing here. And you have 2 fabrics. So I have 2 fabrics here. So what I'll do is I'm going to pick one of it. Another thing you need to do is to notch the center of your fabric. By the time you are done removing your patterns, make sure you notch the center. So I'm going to now bring the bodice of my dress this way. All right, you're going to open it up just like this. Okay, open it up just like this. Now the part where you have the notch on the fabric, you're going to bring it to the part where you have your joining around the front and the back, like between the front and back where you have the joining. Place them right sides facing each other, and you're going to pin them down. All right, so place them right sides facing each other this way, then go ahead and pin it down somewhere around here. Once you're done with that, the next thing you're going to do is to now pick the other edge, this other edge here, and then place them, like bring it here and pin it down. So pick the other edge, bring it there and pin it down. You repeat same thing to this other side. By the time you are done pinning, you will realize you have a lot of excess. So what you do is to make pleats around those areas. So you're going to first pin down this point, pin it down, and then do same thing to the other side. So by the time you are done, you're now going to make pleats around the center area. I just hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Okay, so you are just going to make pleats around here. So I'll do that and show you guys what it looks like. This is what I have after I was done making mine. So you can make use of either a crepe fabric, just like I said from the beginning of this video, or any fabric you know is good enough for this. So I also went ahead to fold the end of my dress this way. So just secure the end this way, just like this, secure it all around. And as for the back, I also went ahead to add a zipper to the back. So add your zipper to the back and you have it looking very beautiful like this. For the front, you can decide to add your buttons and you are good to go. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Please do well to share, leave a comment for me. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. Thanks for watching. See you guys in my next one. Bye.